I'm Leon Todd for G66. Welcome to another Tuesday Tone Tip. On today's video, I want to show you 4 of my favorite Fender amp models in the Fractal AM4. We're going to start off with the Deluxe Verb Vibrato, which is based on the iconic Fender Deluxe Reverb. Obviously the vibrato channel, there is a model of the normal channel in there, but much like the real amp, a very straightforward set of controls. You've got gain, which would be called volume on the real amplifier, bass and treble. I've paired this up with the matching 1x12 Deluxe Verb Dynacab. I've actually got a pair of them in there, one with a ribbon microphone and the other with a condenser. I feel that this gives a really good indication of the real world amp. When you play it in a room, it has this very familiar low end knock to it. It breaks up really early, so 3 is already going to be giving you a bit of breakup on there. And it's a perfect pedal platform. We're going to run some spring reverb into it, some tremolo, and of course a Tube Screamer inspired drive on there, kind of to mimic, I guess, a classic real world setup with this, where you might use the built-in tremolo, reverb, and put a pedal in front of it along with the Strat. Let's hear the neck pickup. This is an instant classic. Deluxe Reverb really is one of those classic amplifiers where it just sounds like guitar. And I know that might sound like an absolutely stupid phrase, but when you think of the early sound of amplified electric guitar, a Strat into some kind of breaking up Fender gets pretty close to that tone. Being able to play around with different spring reverb types, like say the Tube Spring, which is great to emulate that old school Fender reverb tank sound, great for the surf tones, or a couple of different tremolos in here. There is the Neon Trem, which is a Fender style tremolo found in some of their amps. There's also an awesome harmonic trem in here, which I love the sound of. Almost sounds like a Univibe on there. Let's move on to the next amp model though, because we're going to have a look at the Band Commander based on a Fender Bandmaster. This is a very, very classic clean tone. This one stays a lot cleaner with the gain control up high, unlike the Deluxe or some of the other models we'll look at on here. So just hear the raw tone on there. I've paired it with the 2x12 65 Bass Guy Dynacabs in here. So one with a dynamic mic and another with a ribbon. Let's actually chuck the Tube Spring and that harmonic tremolo in front of this one. And I might try it with a different drive. Let's try maybe the Guardian Photon Speed. So we'll hear the tone of the amp, then we'll bring the classic Fender style effects on there. Commander makes a fantastic platform for your drive pedals, whether you're using the drive block in the AM4 or whether you're running some pedals in front of the AM4 to get your dirt tones on there. You could hear that it really took the sound of that Guardian Photon speed nicely on there. It's also great if you want to run it with ambient delays and reverbs because it's got so much headroom in there. At the opposite end of the scale is this vibroverb SRV based on a Fender vibroverb with some popular mods that were popularized by Stevie Ray Vaughan, as you can probably guess from the name on there. This one has loads of drive on here. I love the character of the drive that you get out of it. If you're into your Texas blues or you just love a gritty Fender style tone, whether it's with a Strat or any other guitar, this one is amazing. I've paired it up with the matching vibroverb cab, but what I like doing is blending in this 4x12 rumble as well. That one's got an Electro Voice speaker in it, so you get the best of both worlds. This 15-inch speaker for all the low-end thump, but then the smooth tone of the EV on there. Again, I'll run a couple of different effects in front of it. We'll start out on the neck pickup of the Strat. That's a very addictive amp model to play. That might be my favorite driven Fender amp in the box, and there are so many amazing Fenders modeled in here, whether it's small low wattage amps like the Tweed, the Princeton, or the Blues Junior, or it's the big boys like the Twin or the Super Reverb on there. You've essentially got an entire history of Fender amp models in there, and unlike the real amps, especially the combos where you're stuck with a speaker combination on there, it's so easy to mix and match different speaker and microphone combos on here with the Dynacabs. And a great trick I want to showcase with this last model on here, because I'm going to use the 65 Bass Guy Normal. So this is based on a mid-60s bassman. Again, very straightforward controls. You can see I've started off with the gain and bass low, treble at noon, and the bright switch on. I've paired it up with the matching 2x12 65 Bass Guy cab with a ribbon mic on there, but you know, the Bassman was copied by Marshall to create the JTM 45, which in turn became the Plexi. So you can argue that the Bassman is a proto-Marshall. In fact, you don't even have to make that argument. It's a solidified fact. So running it with a Marshall style cab with some greenbacks in there is going to get you into Plexi style territory really quickly. So we'll hear it with the matching Dyna cab, but then I like it with, again, this 4x12 cab with greenbacks in there. Let's have a listen to it. That's definitely copying that late 60s Marshall vibe in combination with that 4x12 Dynacab. You can take it further by going to Expert Edit and changing the bright cap value on here to the value you'd find on a classic Marshall 100 watt super lead. Set it to 4700 picofarads on there and you get this massive boost. It's so awesome. That's very, very fun, and I can take it further by running a plate reverb after the amp, a mono tape delay before the amp, and just cranking up the controls on here. This definitely gives me that early 70s Deep Purple Blackmore vibe on there. I'm going to pull up stumps here and play you out with this example. I'd love to hear from all of you, though. What are your favorite Fender amp models in the AM4, and what style of music do you like playing with them? Let me know in the comments section below, and let me know if you've got any other questions about the AM4 or the FM3, FM9, VP4, or AXFX3. Take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.